most people think of a post-apocalyptic world, they usually think of the lone wolf, the road warrior type that they've seen in Hollywood movies. They rarely ever think of the group as in The Walking Dead, where they have the group survival mentality. And more often, people think of having an asinine amount of guns, but not thinking of other weapon types or the bullets or spare parts you need to keep uh, those firearms functioning. Otherwise, they become nothing more than expensive paperweights. Now, before you get out there and get yourself hemmed up by some little criminal gangs or marauders out in the post-apocalyptic world, and sit back and analyze the skills that you possess versus the skills that you lack. And you'll come to find out that you will actually need the assistance of others or to build a prepping team. Because even on a psychological scale, you cannot survive in a post apocalyptic world without others. Now, if you're ready to go out on your own, your chances of survival will be slim. But in a team, you can get a lot more done and you have people to watch your back. Now, there are advantages as well as disadvantages to being on your own. However, the chances of mental health deterioration as part of a team or a group of people is significantly lower. Now, in this video, we're going to look at a few different skill sets I think will definitely be needed during or more or less after a SHTF situation. Okay, first we're going to look at people in the military and in law enforcement. Now, these people are already trained in a disciplined military style. They know how to work in small groups or units, and if they need to individually. Usually you don't do that unless it's like a suicide mission, but you want people with these kind of skills, both weapons and hand-to-hand combat, to make up the bulk of your prepping team because of the type of world and environments that you'll come across. These people are actually trained to know how to handle and adapt to such situations and environments, and even the different personality types you'll find. Now, welders actually bring a specific skill set that allows them to mend and weld metal together both safely and efficiently for communities that you'll either run into or build in a post-apocalyptic environment. They'll also be able to build defenses that will ensure that your community is able to survive and thrive. Now, we all know that during and post SHTF, you're going to have cars all over the place, and a lot of them will still be functioning. So, having a good mechanic, or at least having some kind of knowledge on how to repair an automobile, will be incredibly critical and absolutely valuable in a post-apocalyptic landscape. Alright, now having people in the construction, maintenance, or handyman fields will be absolutely invaluable to your survival efforts in a post-apocalyptic environment, for the simple fact that no matter what structure you build, something's going to break down. It's going to need some kind of upkeep, and unless you have the skill set yourself, you need somebody with those skill sets to either build, rebuild, or find what a problem is, to say leaks or whatever that's in your structure, and the knowledge to fix it. So having someone with a construction or maintenance or a handyman background is absolutely invaluable to your team. Okay, having medical and dental professionals on your prep team will do a lot of good in a lot of ways. One, it will keep you and the rest of your team healthy um, both top to bottom, and it'll also keep your mouth healthy because dentists, as mine has told me recently, what happens in your mouth can affect other parts of your body. So having one or both, especially both of these types of professionals on your prep team will actually prove to be very invaluable. Okay, gardeners, hunters, scavengers, and herbologists. Now, obviously, you're going to need scavengers to go out and find goods in the post-apocalyptic landscape, people that can get in and get out and learn things about the surrounding environment. Hunters, obviously, to hunt prey for food. You need gardeners to help grow food. People that know how to fish, obviously, to catch fish. And people that know something about herbs, herbologists, because medication is going to be hard to come across even when you have scavengers out. Um, Hunters, can only hunt so much game to not wipe all the game out. So that's where you make up with gardeners, and herbologists can find medicines in plants. Okay, now scout leaders and Eagle Scouts bring a very unique amount of skill sets to the table for any survivalist team. They know how to survive in the environment. They know everything from setting traps to tying knots, hunting, fishing, and what plants are good for both medicine and food, uh, as well as setting up and tearing down um, campsites. They can also teach young children these same skill sets so that future generations can survive. While being proficient with firearms and knowing how to take care and clean your weapons are basically paramount and valuable in a post-apocalyptic landscape. So is knowing how to repair your firearms in the case something goes wrong, or knowing how to modify them. So if you don't know how or have the skills to be an armor, having an armorer who does have the necessary skill set and tools to not only fix a weapon when it malfunctions, but also knowing how to modify such weapons will be one of the most invaluable skills to have in a post-apocalyptic landscape. With the world falling apart and civilization going to hell in a handbasket, you want to have an idea of what the environment is, what the condition of society is, and no better way during a grid down or post apocalyptic situation is better than ham radio as a means of communication. Ham radio operators, depending on how strong their equipment is, can reach anywhere from down the street to halfway around the planet. And these people are pretty skilled with their equipment, and they also have contacts all over the place. It is a very tight knit community, and this is also a great way to keep up with not just news, but also a way to set up trading partners, a way of gathering intelligence and information about not just your environment, but anything that could be coming your way. So having a ham radio operator is, I'll say, invaluable. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this latest episode of Survivor's Edge. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos everywhere you can. We could always use the help in getting the word out there. Also, make sure that you hit that little bell. That way, you guys get our most up-to-date videos as they come out. Good luck in building your prepping teams. Remember, it's never a question of if, or it's a question of when. And now you have the Survivor's Edge. Hey, make sure you check out our newest channel. It's going to be called The Theory. We're going to go through political ideals that you're hearing about in the news. No, it's not going to be another news channel. We're just going to go through and break down all of these ideas that you hear from these politicians, what they're trying to sell you on. But we're trying to break it down simply, so simple, in fact, that even your fifth graders can understand it. So check us out on The Theory when those episodes start coming out. Thank you.